Hi all, I hope everyone is well. Today we are going to be creating a vision board, not just because we want a board with pretty imaginary pictures on this fictional future that we're wanting to create, but because it's actually a tool to manifest what you want, to create the future you want, by putting visual representations of what you've taken time and thought to really visualize what you want your future to look like. And so that is what we're going to be working through today to help you get to the point where you really can see what you want your future to hold, and then can start thinking about what would that look like in the form of images to help you get there, by having touch points to look at and be like, okay, that's what I'm working towards. That's what I want to be feeling. That's what I want to be seeing in my world. One thing I've found that has been so helpful to begin before doing a vision board or any kind of mapping or goal setting is to do a visualization exercise. And one that I really like is by Kimberly McClam Fisher, and it's a self-visualization meditation, which you can find on Insight Timer. That's the platform I use to find a world of really good meditations, and other sort of resources, music, sound bowl sounds, things like that. So I've put a link in the description. So I would ask you to now pause and go and do that meditation. It's about 11 minutes. And it walks you through what you want your home to look like and feel like, what you want to look and feel like, what kind of work you want to be doing, what kind of family, friends, lifestyle you want to have. And that will help you clarify what it is you want going forward. So press pause on me, go and do the meditation, and I'll be right here when you get back. And now you're back. Lovely. I hope you found that useful. I had some people who've done it before, and some found it quite emotional, because it can be, if you can really let yourself go and really put yourself into that future that you want to feel and be in, it can feel quite overwhelming emotionally. But that's important, because our emotions are what helps us to drive ourselves forward, as long as we do utilize and shape them in a productive way, rather than in something that pulls us back and makes us think, oh, I haven't done this and I haven't done that. That's not the purpose. It's something to help give you that momentum to be like, that is out there waiting for me, and it is possible. So yeah, I hope you found that meditation helpful and helpful. I like that slip of the tongue. There was a message in there, people. Okay, so the next thing we want to do before we get down to the creating the board itself is to think about the different areas of life, as you would have hopefully done in that meditation. Something that's quite helpful for doing this is thinking about the wheel of life. And the wheel of life is a life coaching tool that is used to help us examine the different areas of our world. So one segment might be family, another friends, another spirituality, another health, another finances, another career stroke business, and another passions, hobbies. All of these can have their own segment. And so once you take the time to look at each segment and ask yourself some helpful questions like, where am I now in my family dynamic? How do I want it to improve? What would I love it to look like? How would it feel if it was the most optimum space for me and my family to be together? What would that feel like? And then what image comes to mind? And that image that comes to mind is what you can then go and cut out of a magazine or Google and copy and paste some images and pull those together. So you can go through each quadrant, each segment, depending on how many segments you want to look at, and use that to pull out what you want to be creating and putting on your vision board. Now, your vision board doesn't have to be packed out with lots and lots of images and words and catalyst pinpoints. It can be 1 or 2, 3 key things that you just keep coming back to, you look at, you focus, and you keep coming back to those. Or it can be as wide and as broad as you like. I will show you some elements of my own board. It's quite quite an extensive little thing. But if we come over to, like, say, this quadrant, as you can see, is life. I think it's probably backwards, but just flip it and you'll get a sense. So it's like the home I like to bounce between UK and Ghana. So I've got my home in the UK, I've got my dream home in Ghana. I know how to drive. I haven't driven for years. So to help me perhaps broaden my options in where I can live and how I live, I recognize that I need to have a car, but most importantly, be able to drive comfortably in said car. I've got things around family. I've got things around relationship. I've got things around my own health and well-being, and then my goals and ambitions for my business, for my career, for my interactions with people in my life, both romantic, platonic, and so on. And so you can just take that time and really do enjoy it. Like, don't feel rushed. You don't have to do it in one sitting. You don't have to do it in one day. You can start the board, have it up, and then as things come to you, you can just add to the board. It doesn't need to be in a particular order. That's how my mind works. So that's why I've put mine in segments. My nephew who did it, he did it like a spider diagram, which was very cute and cool. I didn't ask him how he wants to do it. I just told him to do it. And that's what he came up with. He's 8. So you don't have to be an adult, if you like, to do it. You can do it with your children or children in your world. And that also helps them start to think about what they want and why. The why is important for all of us, because once we understand why we want a thing and then explore it to say, if we want it for ourselves, is it really within you, your core, your own means of happiness that you have this thing? Or is it external pressures making you think you want this thing? Because if you're doing it from outside pressures, the joy of it won't really be there. And we need that joy. We need that positive momentum to keep on chasing the thing. Otherwise, you'll be in conflict with yourself because you're doing it because you want that praise, that validation from external peoples. But then deep down, if you don't really want it, you're kind of pushing against yourself. And so all that's going to do is put you in a space of conflict, frustration, and upset. And that's not what we want for future energies. We want to live the life we want, and we most importantly want to do what we can to be happy, content, fulfilled. So get yourself a board, get yourself a big piece of paper, get yourself a pin board, any way, shape or form that you want to put your images onto something that you can see on a regular basis. Some of you may want to do it digitally, and then you will have that perhaps as a screensaver or just an image that's in your gallery that you go back to. There is no prescriptive way of doing it. There is something that has been said about the tactile memory and positive connections with doing things with your hands. So cutting out the bits of paper, sticking them down, smoothing them out, almost like printing it onto your mind, into your system. But it's not 100% necessary. The main thing is that you have that clear image of what it is that you want. You take it out of your mind, find a way to capture it in an image, in words, in a symbol, and then have it somewhere so that when you look at it, it's not for anybody else. When you look at it, it ignites that positive motivation, that momentum to move forward towards it. And this isn't something that is for 1 year or 6 months. This could be over a period. It could be for life. It could just be something that you're working towards, a consistent journey. And on the way, things will change. You'll encounter new experiences, new things that you didn't even know that were possible, because we are only working with what we know at the moment that we are putting it together. On the journey of starting to bring it to life, you are going to meet some new people. You are going to learn new things, and your journey might splinter off. You might go in a whole other direction, and then you can just go back and you adjust your vision board because it is yours. It is not fixed in time, place, and space. It is something that you can keep on updating, changing, making it relevant to you and what you want. So those are the key things. Take the time to do this. It isn't a rushed affair. It isn't a pressured situation. It is something for you to give to yourself. Life is really busy, fast-paced, so many things to do, so many people to look after, so many responsibilities to respond to. It is imperative that you carve out some time for yourself to just work through what is really important for you. And that can be 10 minutes every couple of days. That could be half an hour. It could be half a day. It could be a full day. Whatever is available to you to look after you for a few moments in time, I would really, really love it if you could do that. So please check the description, get in touch if you need any further information or if you've got any questions. And we really here at SESA are happy to connect with you. And good luck with your vision boarding and happy manifestations. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.